Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a little special video today. Here we are back in a wonderful park called Koali Beach. This is the old everlasting project that Sylv, the lady designer, Karalis and I have built. And you know, every once in a while when there is a new system out there and a new computer to test it, this is kind of the benchmark. And so here I am testing the benchmark today, and you can see already by the movement, oh boy, now we are talking. So before we jump into my system, I'm gonna list you down my new system, and then you kind of have an idea what this is about. You saw already at the beginning how the park filled up as a little speed lab, sorry. And you can see that there are like 5,000 guests are right now in this park. So this new computer I have for a couple of days now is rocking an i9 1080 850K, which is basically the 1090 just with a lower frequency rate in the normal settings, but you can easily put this to the same. So basically the architecture is exactly the same like the 10900K, so the best thing you can get right now from Intel. Then I'm having now finally 64 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. I was still rocking these awesome 16 gigabytes on my old one. I've got a new mainboard, which is the Rockstrix 490ZF Gaming, or how this is even called. I think it's a decent one. It's not the best out there, but it's a decent one, and you know, that's pretty nice. And I'm having this all on a brand new SSD 1 terabyte Samsung Evo M2 hard drive. So this is basically the setup we are talking, and obviously I'm still having my RTX 2080 Ti. However, this is also showing you that the graphics card is not really the main thing that you have to basically deal with when you test stuff like that, because this is a very CPU intensive game. And considering the fact that Planet Coaster was actually created when this new i9 wasn't even on the market, unfortunately it's not really using the most from the processor. And I'm gonna quickly check while we're speaking how much the CPU is taking right now, and I can tell you guys that my computer is at the moment at 52% of the CPU, which is really crazy. It's really crazy because that is like just the half of the power it could use. But at least it's using all threads and all kernels, which is already pretty interesting. I didn't know it was multi-threading optimized that much, because you know this i9 has like 10 different ones, which is crazy. The RAM, I definitely can see that this is basically one of the bottlenecks I had, is rocking at a 16.8 gigabytes right now, so that's pretty intensive. And what about my graphics card? It's at like 70% right now, 70%. So I would suggest now let's jump into Tagit Cam and go a little bit around, and then we will also have like a wonderful ride on the wooden coaster of Sylv, and we might also go on the dive coaster. Let's have a look. Alright, so in the meantime we reached 8,000 guests in the park. I basically didn't limit that to any number, so we are at 8,000 guests right now, and what we are going to do now, we are just moving towards. You can see it's a little bit, like tiny bit laggy. At the moment my counter tells me we have 23 FPS, which to be honest is totally fine for a file like that. It's honestly something I would never have actually estimated. Remember when we did the last time this test over here, I'm gonna link this with my old system and the RTX 2080, that was a lot worse. Like we were having around 17 FPS or something, so which, considering how low the FPS is, it's pretty decent. But one thing I do notice right now, and I think this is pretty significant, I'm having 0 to none lag spikes or drops or whatever. It's a constant now 24, 25-ish FPS. You can see turning around, there's nothing happening, and this is a huge difference. I also noticed that in Planet Zoo, and I think this is down to the RAM, which is not creating that bottleneck every time. And the CPU obviously is not even going full, so I don't think this might be a thing. Let me just quickly check. So yeah, at the moment we are even on, wow, oh my god, we are at actually 20 gigabytes of RAM right now usage. That is pretty insane. But moving over here, you can see there's a lot going on in this frame. You know, we've got the coaster in the background, nearly going for a drop here. We're having the people moving in front of us. We have Koala here just in front of us. So quite a lot going on, and I'm still pretty stoked by the performance. I mean, by the time we're talking, we might even have already like 8.5, 9,000 guests in the park. I have no idea. I mean, oh my god, Sylv, your Koala is pretty famous at this point in time. Let's have a look. It's about to go down. It's about to go down. Oh my god, look at that. Yes, boy. 26 FPS, that is insane. I'm really curious to see now how this moves when we are sitting in it. I've never actually done the queue. Let's have a look what happens if we go through the queue. Oops, oh my god, I'm so stupid. I just, you know, I take the shortcut here. I'm sorry. I'm taking the shortcut. There you go. Let's move around here. Let's take this little hill uphill, and then, oh, we're already in the station. Look at that. There you go. This is the station building we are talking about. Oh my god, the performance is still pretty dang solid. I want to see this overbank turn. Can we see a coaster passing by here? Just for the frame, because it just looks freaking amazing. Also, just as a little hint, I have no reshade or anything else installed. This is the basic game settings, the maximum settings available. There's nothing running in the background, nothing else. Where's the coaster? It's not the coaster I wanted to see. Okay, never mind. I think we should just hop on it, or maybe we're just waiting. Is there just one on top now? Yeah, there's one going down, so we can just quickly wait. I just want to catch that frame, because it's just looking so good. Also, one thing you notice in here, and this was actually Sylph telling me, that this was one of the biggest performance problems, or was it Mike? I think it was Mike. Performance hits in this game, how much the foliage is moving in the wind. So they changed the way it works in Planet Zoo quite a bit. It still moves in the wind, but it's a little bit different. It's so smooth. It is so smooth, guys. Anyways, I think we all want to just have a ride on here, right? So I'm just gonna hop on, and then we're gonna enjoy this together. So let's wait. We're gonna ride it first row. Yeah, we're gonna go front bumper again. So I'm just gonna go full immersive here, taking me on. I still don't know why Tedget Cam is so big. Like, we are like 1.5 times as tall as the people in the actual size. So actually we would need to be a lot lower, because that's definitely not eye level. Or we are just very big. We're playing in the NBA, I guess. That's gonna be our seat now, guys. All right, let's jump in. All right, guys, we are in. This is the train we were just waiting for. Hello, you two. How are you doing? How are you doing? I'm really excited to see this, because that was a nightmare last time. It was decent, but it was not enjoyable. So I'm really excited to see if we stay on above 20 FPS. I don't believe, but who knows? Maybe we do. That would be at least something very cool. So at the moment, 22-ish FPS, 22-ish, 23. So okay, now we look in the sky. It's above 25 now, 28. Yeah, something like that. It's very interesting to see. Let's see if we can even speed up. It doesn't really do much. Just speeding up a little bit doesn't also crash it too much. But this point over here was always the worst. But oh my god, no, it still works. I'm confused. 24, 25. This is pretty damn smooth. 26. Wow. Oh my god, okay. This is, we did 20, still not 19. Insane. 23, 24, 20, 20. It's just ridiculous, guys. I never thought that this car could even run at this. So actually, we can already say that this game will age pretty decently with newer systems. So we had a low of 20, and I think it was like average was something between 24 and 25 FPS, which totally honestly, guys, this is just ridiculous. That's like next level, okay? This is really next level. Okay, let's jump out and see what the dive coaster does. All right, we are just sitting inside of the dive coaster. It just made itself into the station. There you go. I can hear some bow voices here. Lovely. I love this game. I missed this game. Woo! There we go. They crashed something down. Yeah, I wanted to take the chance to sit down here for a second before people now go into the system. Hello. And we're going to enjoy this. I'm gonna stay in this cam just because it's nice. Hello, my friend. Let's have a look. The FPS over here seems to be even better than on the wooden coaster. We are at already 26-ish over here. And now let's see what this does with this. Oh, this goes pretty much down here to 20, but that's fine. We're back on track now. I'm really curious to see how it looks from above now, because that's like where you see most of this whole park. I'm tempted to say zoo because I'm playing zoo so much right now, but oh my god. Oh, there's a flying rock. Hello, we did so many mistakes. Look at that. Oh my god, guys. It's still above 20 FPS. Are you even kidding me? Look at this madness. Oh my god. Okay, 19 FPS. We hit 19 for a second. For a split second here. Oh my god. This is insane. It's just like a little journey to the past, but at smooth. And fluid journey to the past. Oh, we hit 19 for a second. 19 again. 18. Oh my god. Okay, that's worse. Worse than I thought. Okay, but okay. This thing is just jiggery. We can't do much about it. It's not the FPS. Okay, that was just basically the rotation that was a little bit off. But this one is even worse. But that one was still pretty decent, like still around 20 FPS average, I think, which to be honest is not decent, but it's way better than what we used to. Anyways, let's jump out of Tangent Cam and have a look to the zoo, to the park from above. Sorry. All right, here we go. This is actually the view from above, and yeah, you can actually tell from moving around. Of course, it's not super fluid, but from moving around, you can actually see this is how I used to play it on super pause without any guests in the park. And look at that, they're still moving in. Maybe we can hit the 10,000 in today. I have never had 10,000 guests in Koali. I mean, that would be bonkers. That would be really cool. I will definitely do this to the end of the episode and see how the performance is with that, because I went down now to just above 20 FPS. We've been at 25 at the beginning when it was like 4,000. Now it's 21, 22, but still it's like in play mode. Let me just hit pause. There you go. And now you can look at, oh my god, we are above 30 FPS. Are you even kidding me? Jesus, this is insane. Look at that. Yay! This is a completely fluid Koali Beach experience. I mean, and this just aged absolutely incredibly well. When I opened the park, I was like a little bit, not shocked or whatever, but I was like a little bit fearing that I was a bit underwhelmed by it, because it's pretty old by the times, and you know, Planet Zoo looks obviously a lot better in terms of graphics and stuff. But no, the work we've done in here is just still holding up to nowadays standards, which is crazy. I mean, of course, all these things would need to be changed. I don't need to, they would need to, but no one is going to do this because that's gonna take ages. But like all these kind of stuff, you know, we didn't have picnic benches and all that kind of stuff, would need to be changed. There's a lot we could do. Also, my billboards unfortunately are not working because I don't have the files on my new computer, so otherwise that would be the little lagoon, but it still looks decent enough. Also, I guess we don't have some of the textures then on the ground here, right? Because that is where I was using some of my billboards as well. You can't, yeah, well, over here this would be like some wet flooring. Same goes over here, some decals and stuff. But oh my god, look at the slides, look at that, it's just so good. And look at how fluid it all is, and how nice it is to move around. I mean, this is not a slideshow anymore. This is some decent performance. Oh my god, where did I even use I think in the backstage area, right? This is, and on the party ground as well. Yeah, no, actually on the party ground I didn't use the billboards. I think I started using billboards way later. Yeah, so this is this is basically where all the billboards would be, with like the concrete ground and stuff. It looks kind of decent though, because it's just like now just like bare gray stuff, but you know, with the files on here that would look a lot better, obviously, with the media, everything like that. But just in general, this still holds up so super well to the standards we had. But yeah, so I mean, it's getting a little bit laggy right now, so we are now constantly below 20 FPS, which I guess is down to the fact how many guests are in the park. But we can even start to follow the coaster from above. Look at that. And it still looks pretty easy. What I love the most is that we don't have any kind of lag spikes, you know, no bottleneck, nothing whatsoever. It's if it is a little bit laggy, it's constantly laggy, okay? So this is something I can definitely work with a lot better, and this might even bring me back to some other projects. I don't know. We will have to see that if this makes sense. I don't know. Camel Kingdom is still something that is very close to my heart, so maybe I want to go back there and do something. Who knows in the future? You know, who knows what this brings us? But oh my god, this looks so good. This just looks so good. I could just easily follow it. Okay, guys, last thing we're doing, because the test, I think we can call the test already pretty successful. That's the new benchmark for me. I've never had a journey in this zoo, in this park, that is so fluid and so smooth. I'm now going to basically stop the recording for a second and wait until we have 10,000 guests in the zoo, in the park. Oh my god, I'm so crazily tempted to say zoo all the time, to have a look how this turned out, and then we'll meet again at this very point. Alright, you know what guys, I wasn't happy with 10,000. I was going to more, and now we have 13,367 guests in the park right now. And I'm going to click this away to show you that it is still pretty okay. It's ridiculous. It's okay. I mean, we are at like 16 to 20 FPS right now, depending on where you are. But it's like, for a management game like that, it's still somewhat doable. It's clearly not enjoyable anymore. You know, I'm not going to fool you or whatnot. It's not enjoyable. It's something, you know, it's not good for building or whatnot. But if I would pause it right now, there you go, I'm still at 28 FPS. Like, are you kidding me? This is just, I mean, obviously that makes a lot of sense because at this point, there is no AI simulated. So this is taking away a lot from my CPU usage right now. I can actually tell that it goes down from like 50% to 33%. Now, this is interesting because that tells me that there is still like double the amount of performance left in this game. So we could, I mean, this is like, the calculation is totally wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not an expert, but like I'm on 15 to 20 FPS. Like if my CPU could be used by like 100%, we could potentially rock even to like 25-ish FPS or something like this in this park with over 13,000 guests. That would be absolutely ridiculous. I mean, even like this is still like, I mean, look at that. I can still fly around. Everything is moving. Everything is simulated, you know. There are a bunch of guests, and this at this point is just flexing. But this is how a park should be, you know. This is how a theme park should look. This is how you should play a game like this, you know. And still, look at that, still the back of the park is not even crowded, because honestly there is nothing for them to see except this coaster, which is crowded. But anything else, I mean, you can actually see now how the whole park is moving. And so for us, actually, this is a pretty, well, mediocre planning, I guess. So I think what we would need to do is like kind of create a connection over here, and that would hopefully make guests also use this path over here, because at this point in time everything around this part of the park is just like insanely crowded, and down here it's also very crowded. Like in the party area, it's like very interesting right now. I mean, it just looks absolutely phenomenal. We are now, maybe we are even at like around 14,000-ish. Yeah, just 100 missing, and then we have 14,000 guests in the park. Is just madness. And you can see, look at that, Koali's boat ride is still very famous indeed. And yeah, just in general, it's everything is completely madly crowded, which is, I mean, just look at this area, just look at it. Oh my god, this is nuts. It's I can't wait to share that in the group with the people. This is just ridiculous. How much can you fit in? The answer is yes. Or how many guests can you fit in? Yes. I mean, it's still pretty dang impressive that we can move around. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect that. I thought the game would not be able to handle the new hardware, or like the other way around. I didn't believe that the new hardware would do that much, because simply the game was not optimized for it. But it seems I was wrong. It really seems I was wrong. It seems the game is pretty much taking what it can. Well, it's not, because 50%, but still, it's yeah, kind of nice. Anyhow, oh my god, I made a wrong screenshot. That's the right one. Anyhow, guys, I'm gonna keep the camera over here just because it looks freaking insane over here with the amount of guests. I want to thank you guys for watching. I don't know how many people of you would have watched this video. It was just kind of random right now, I know, but I just wanted to test it. I also want to to thank you guys, and I do this by now. I thank you a lot for being part of this awesome crew over here. Thank you for cracking the 50,000 subscribers for me. I haven't said that enough, I think, and I'm gonna make like a little video. In case you want to have some questions that you want to ask me, hop into my Discord. I'm gonna make the announcement today that people should put me some questions, and I'm gonna make like a New Year's special 50k thank you video with a lot of Q&A, and you know, talking a little bit about me if you want, if you have some questions about my stuff. And I will also make like a little retro video where we go through some old projects, and you guys can vote which old projects you want to see, so that I'm not going to do this random as some of the last times. I want to do it that way. And if you guys want to do me a favor, you can hop over and watch the video of my camel stories that I did for Planet Zoo, because I put my heart and soul over the last 6 months into it. I will make a making of video of this in a couple of days, so you guys know why there was so much work that went into it. But unfortunately, as it is with YouTube, these kind of projects which which are a little bit, you know, out of context and different, they mostly don't do good because people simply don't know what to expect, so they don't click on it because they have no idea what it is. But please have a look, guys. I think you will love it. I put a lot of effort into it, and I would be more than happy if you guys could just click on it. It's gonna be in the end card for you, and it's gonna be in the info bubble to the top right as well, so you can check that out if you want. And I'm gonna keep this within the week in my videos, so you guys hopefully can help make this video, you know, put up a little bit more so that people can see it, and then we are ready for episode 2 in 1 or 2 weeks. Anyways, that's it for today in our Planet Coaster, Koali Beach. I hope you guys enjoyed this little technical test, if you want to call it that way. And before we end, let's have a little glimpse how many people are in here. 14.5 thousand guests. I am absolutely impressed. Anyways, guys, this was it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I talk to you in the next one.